Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Playdate podcast. I hope everyone has had a wonderful start to their week so far, and I'm having a great start to mine. Today, we have an awesome guest who is multi-talented. He started with just a camera, created a vision for himself, and transformed his entire career to directing for some of the biggest music artists in the world. Just really proves what consistency and passion and dedication can get you. So I am thrilled to announce Mr. Dragan Andic to the podcast. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. When you asked me to be on it, I was super excited. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for coming. I know you're a busy guy, making the time. I appreciate it. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm always good. These days I'm calm. I'm happy. I think 2026 has been off to such an amazing start.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Love to see it, man. You're up to big things.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're always up to something. You're busy all the time.
I'm obsessed with being busy. I love that. So many people tell me that, and I think it's brought up to me like once or twice a day. And it doesn't click to me. Like when you're living in the moment and doing so much work, but busy's good.
100%. And when you love what you do, it's not really work. It's just fun.
I couldn't have said it better.
Hell yeah. So obviously, Dragan and I go a little bit back, actually way back. We actually were just talking about that. So I know quite a bit of like your history and how you started, but refresh my memory and maybe enlighten those watching who don't fully know who you are, you know, how you started photography and how you kind of got to where you, like what you do now.
Yeah, even though this has been told so many times, I think it's such a great story to tell, not just for myself, but for the people to know that like where you can start it and where you can take something if you love something. And I preach this, like everything I'll put on my story or tell people is legit advice and advice that I've lived through. Like I would never want to tell someone something that I haven't experienced myself. So I started off as a photographer, and this all stemmed back from me not making it in soccer due to an injury. So one of my close friends from high school showed me a lot of photography pages back in the day, and I fell in love with it. I was like, this is so cool. And then me and him bought like these cheap Nikon cameras, whatever the money we had saved up in high school, and we traveled downtown every single day to take pictures of buildings. Eventually, I found that I didn't like that too much. I wasn't a huge fan of landscape photography. I love looking at it. I'm not saying anything negative about it, but just wasn't my thing. Then I fell in love with taking pictures of people, but I also loved Toronto music at the time because it was blowing up. It went through, I feel like a giant generational, like exponential growth era,
100%.
like from 2015, 16, 17. So that's when I started getting tapped into music, and I wanted to be on sets and I wanted to take photos of people and portraits. So I always thank these guys on every interview, but Kid Studio, they're a huge production company in Toronto. They're like the OGs. I messaged their director, and his name's Christo. Shout out to him. He gave me a chance to be on a Roy Wood set in 2015.
Crazy,
And I remember that we had a religious holiday the day of the Get You Good set. And I told my parents, I'm like, this is like a huge opportunity for me. And I had another event that day, like a family event that day, but I split it half and half. I went to the shoot and somehow made it to the event after. But I remember that day, I felt some shift. Like I knew that I was like, this is what I'm meant to be doing. Because just seeing them in their element and them directing that video, which was a huge video, it was still one of his best videos. It was like life-changing to me. So that made me push to go into music even more. But that's kind of the origin story of how I got into the music industry. So yeah, if you want me to keep going into the video stuff, but that's like how I started.
We'll definitely get into it. And you know, it's funny, you said how you went kind of half and half. You went family gathering for half the day and then you went on set. But like when you want something, you're going to find a way to make it happen.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You'll make it work. So
yeah,
super sick. You toured on some, or you, I guess, took some pictures on some pretty big tours, like The Weeknd, Drake, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yes.
What was it, I guess, like stepping into a world like that? Or better yet, like what would you tell your younger self stepping into a world like that for the first time?
It's so funny. I was at a concert last night, the Mariah the Scientist show, and I was talking to one of my BTS photographers, Corey. Shout out to him. He's a great guy. He's doing concert photography. It's what I used to do when I got into music. So the story I just told you goes hand in hand with what I'm about to say. Those concerts came very quickly after I got into the music scene. So I met and connected with The Weeknd's best friend and creative director, Lamar, and Lamar DM'd me to do Nav's first digital photo shoot. And I remember driving and he DM'd me and I was so shocked. I'm like, wow, this is like another step because I love The Weeknd. And I did love Nav's music at the time as well. And I didn't know how to set up any digital photo shoot. I haven't worked with labels at all. And he's like, hey, like we need to set up a shoot. This is a new artist we just signed. And I remember it was just a studio just like this. I rented it out in Toronto. And then that's when Lamar and I connected and Nav came. And that was my first big, like, professional setup shoot with lighting and everything. And they ended up putting it on a billboard for the Coachella. And then from there, I ended up asking Lamar to photograph the Toronto shows for Able for The Weeknd. And those photos were iconic. A lot of people still bring that up.
Yeah, those
to
are
me.
Crazy, dude.
And yeah, I told Corley last night, I'm like, it's crazy to see you shooting this concert because this is what I used to do and I still love it because you can't beat concert photography because you live in that moment. You can't ever relive the moment of that concert. 100%. And I've applied that same mindset to how I direct videos now because I don't want to miss a moment on set for like a good shot. I think that concert photography energy and rush taught me a lot about what I'm doing today.
Wow. That's crazy, man. Yeah, you have a really cool story. And I've heard it a few times and every time it's inspiring. And it's inspiring, I'm sure, to a lot of people that obviously want to follow in your footsteps. So was there ever like a distinct moment you can remember where you decided you no longer wanted to capture the moments behind the lens and more so direct and help shape them, like what you're doing now?
Yeah, it's during COVID. It was the 2019-2020 beginning of the year. It was before the COVID hit. I remember going to my best friend, Kale. You know Kale? He actually shot your first video, which is crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
So I remember telling Kale briefly over the holiday break, I was like, hey, because he messaged me, he's like, hey, just bought a camera. By the way, I'm going to try to do videography. And I was like, that's cool. Like, I want to do a music video one day, but I don't know if I'll ever drop photography, but let's see how it goes. Then COVID hit. And then Roy Woods, the first guy I ever photographed, he messaged me. And he's like, yo, I know we're trapped in COVID. This was the time you couldn't leave the houses. So it was strict laws. Like, if you're driving, and it was that time. It was like the peak. And Roy's like, listen, I need to drop this EP, but I need videos. And he's like, I know you've always been by my side and been such a good photographer. Do you want to try to do a music video? And then I messaged Kale. I called Kale. I'm like, yo, you still have that camera? I'm like, let's try to do this music video. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, we're so excited. It was like this was after we had shot your video. Like we
Wait, was this the one I did the BTS on?
Sorry, my mistake. It was after. This was before we shot your video.
Okay.
This was the first one.
Okay.
This was the first time we shot. And then it was the next day. It was 24 hours notice. And then me and Kale went to his house. We had a spotlight. It was a Philips Hue light. And it was two of them. And we were, it was when you were on set.
Yeah.
No, that was day 2 of that video.
Okay.
At my house. So first it was his house. And I was referencing movies. I was so excited, but I was so nervous at the same time. We didn't know any settings on the camera, any lighting. It's called To Me, that the Roy Woods To Me video. And it's shot 2 Philips Hue lights and just a camera, and we didn't know anything, but we put it together. He loved it, the label loved it, and then from there I told Kale, I'm like, I'm gonna open a company and let's see how we do video wise. Crazy. And that's how it took off.
Yeah, and it's amazing that he trusted you with the vision too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people could just go to someone who obviously has like more of a history and repertoire in videography, but the fact he took it on and was like, buddy, I trust you, you know?
Yeah.
It's very humbling.
Yeah, he's always still a good friend of mine. I see him all the time. I'm so grateful that me and him stayed so close together. It's hard to make friends in the music industry, but he's like family.
Very nice. So what was the main, I guess, inspiration behind creating the 97 Collective?
Like the video side of things?
Yeah.
It was just my passion for film. I love film. I love cinema. I think that's why I got into photography as well, because I love the way things look. Yeah. I don't do it for any other reason. I think everything comes with passion. I do what I do because I love to look at something on a monitor that looks beautiful. Like there's not, I will go on set every 365 days consecutively in the year if I can stare at beautiful shots that I'm filming and be like, wow, I did that. That looks amazing. I love looking at a subject and framing it and lighting it and being like, wow, that looks amazing. And when we keep getting better and trying new lenses or different looks and ideas that I'm pulling off, I love that. I think everything comes with that. I think money, success, clients,
for sure,
and everything about what you're doing, if you're doing what you love, first put the passion first. Everything will follow. I stand by that 100%.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I love to hear it. Well, you obviously worked with incredible major artists, you know, Chris Brown, Young Blue, Coi Leray. What was it like stepping into a room for the first time with people of that caliber and magnitude? Like, was it nerve-wracking? Was it exciting? Was it inspiring? Like, what was the vibe for you?
The best way to describe it is what you just said. It was inspiring. You have those butterflies in your stomach before the set, but if you're prepared, when I always tell people this, if you have that feeling in your stomach of nervousness, you're doing something, you're about to do something big. If it's that good feeling.
Yeah. It's the same feeling as excitement.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. It's exciting and it's inspiring. When I directed Chris Brown, that was still even early on in our career. It was 2023 summer, 3 years ago. And he was the nicest guy. He got on set. He's like, yo, tell me what to do. He's like, what scene is this? And then I directed him and I'm like, wow. I just directed someone I used to listen to in elementary school. Crazy. And he listened to everything I said, all the scenes he loved, and he didn't really have any negative feedback. It was all positive. He loved the scenes. He did his thing. He's a natural performer. And then I remember telling Kayla, I'm like, wow, we just did a video for Chris Brown. This is huge. And those milestones reinforce that you're on the right path. I think if you can manifest a lot of things with good energy, like I was always a positive person. I always motivated my team. I'm like, hey, this month we might not get a big video, but next month we'll have a big video. Yeah. And it's not even about the big video. I don't count like that as success, but those are inspiring milestones that push. It's inevitable to say that they push you to the next level.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So going back to like tour days, what was the difference in energy between, you know, being at a concert and it's live, it's chaotic, it's like you have adrenaline and you have to actually capture, like you said, like an iconic moment, you know, versus being in more of like a closed, calmer, closed studio setup? What's the difference for you? Like, do you thrive off the energy and chaos more?
I have a lot of respect for tour and concert photographers and creatives, because this is even what I was telling Corey last night. You can't really live that moment if you miss it. You can't go tell the artist on stage, go back into that position. I think it takes a different skill set to be on your toes at such a large scale, because we were on the Scorpion tour with Drake, Migos, and Roy.
So sick.
So every moment you're capturing, obviously it's a lot easier when you're on tour because it's multiple nights. So if you don't get a shot one night, you'll get a chance the next night. But still, every night was unique in its way. And I remember going on that tour. To answer the question, I feel like I was at different stages in my life to be on a music video set as opposed to being on that tour. I was in college at the time, going on that tour. I was more nervous about life because I didn't know what direction I was going in, but I knew that was such a big opportunity in my life. Nothing was going to stop me. I even told the dean of my school. And I emailed her. I'm like, hey, I'm going on tour with Drake. Like, I need to do school online. She's like, okay, like, we're going to make this exception to finish school online because no one gets that chance. And my field I was studying in college was creative, filming, editing. It was digital communication. So she understood. I'm like, hey, this is like a big chance one day. And yeah, shout out to Humber College because they were very understanding and supportive of what I did.
And you went back to speak at a panel, right? Or something.
No, I went back to teach the class that I was in. So I did a lesson on music video and videography for the same classroom, but just the graduating class of last year. So it was super cool to tell them that I was sitting there.
Yeah, it's a very full circle moment.
That was an amazing moment.
Crazy. Yeah, you should be proud. Who's your dream? Wait, I was gonna say who's your dream collab, but I feel like I already know who it is.
Okay, guess.
The Weeknd.
Yes. A few more, but yes, The Weeknd. He's my favorite artist. I think his music changed our city and changed
100%
R&B and every genre he's touched. I think he's the best.
Who else? I'm curious now that you say there's a couple more. Who else?
Yeah, I want to
work
work with. I always wanted to work with Travis Scott because I love his music videos. I think his videos are super creative.
Yeah.
And I look up to people like that. As much as people would say, oh, The Weeknd and Travis are mainstream, I think there's a reason that they're so big and at such a monumental level. What's inspiring to me about them is that The Weeknd could sell out a stadium in Milan or Brazil, 80,000 people in any continent of the country that he wants.
100%.
I think that's amazing. And that the fact that he's from Toronto, or the fact that Travis is from such a small town and he made it on a global scale, that's inspiring.
And I think mainstream or not, like if someone's talented, if someone has an eye for creativity and visually appealing things and has a great taste in music and a great ear and know their sound, it doesn't matter if they're mainstream. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, good artist is a good artist. I feel like people so quick to knock off people because they're mainstream, you know,
100%.
But that's like you said it best, like that's why they're so big.
Yeah.
So yeah. So is there like a scope or a medium of like some sort of project that you are itching to kind of try but haven't yet had the opportunity?
Yeah, definitely. Film and short film. I did a short film last year for Roy Woods. Okay. It was through his label. It told his love story and how he had his kid. And it was like a whole 20-minute short film. It was amazing, but I feel like I didn't tap into my own story that I wrote. I was telling someone else's story. And it was cool to do. It taught me a lot. It's completely different from music videos, but that's why I love it, because it's a completely different niche of filming and directing. There's a lot more, I feel like, a responsibility and organization. It's way more days. Audio is a whole other thing that you have to study. There's doing a short film and a music video is completely different, but I feel like I applied the skills I learned from the music video world into that film. But the niche that I want to tap into is music, short film and movies one day. That's what I want to go into in the next few years.
Nice. I saw that actually you, unless I'm mistaken, I swear I saw you posted something on Instagram not that long ago of like a script or something. I don't know if it was directed by the 97 or written by the 97.
Yes.
Are you working on another short film?
Yeah, it's a scary movie. So I actually wrote a scary movie short film. That's going to be the first film I do is going to be a scary movie. I love scary movies.
I know this.
I was even rewatching the Goosebumps episode last night, and then it inspired me again to do I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I watched this as a kid because it's actually terrifying.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is actually like, I want to do something like back in the 80s or 90s, something haunted. I'm big on energy and how I feel about something. So I just feel really strongly about doing like a scary movie, and I love watching them, and I feel like it speaks to me, and I feel like it matches my style in my music videos because I love dark, moody, cinematic stuff. Yeah. And all scary movies are always dark.
100%.
Or unless they're like a comedic scary movie, but I love dark and moody stuff, and it's just my vibe.
I could see it being good. Are you directing and writing?
Yeah, I want to definitely direct and write it. I'm very hands-on. Yeah. Like I edit all my music videos. I edit everything. Sometimes I'll even produce the music video. Like I need to find the location. I'm very specific on where I want to shoot, what lens I'm using, what camera, like every single thing I'm very hands-on. Every post-edit thing I need to overlook.
You know what though? I think that's why people respect you too, because you're very multi-talented. I think you take on the challenge of doing every single aspect, which I appreciate and respect, because as an artist, as a creative, I think it's so important to have those skills that are transferable and you're able to kind of give input on, like you said, you're learning about audio and like coloring. I'm sure you've kind of worked with as well. Is that something that you take on, or do you send it off to like
no,
a colorist?
Kale's a very talented colorist on the team, but I've been looking into that too because I love it. I love it. It's just like editing photos. I want to learn how to color videos, but we see eye to eye. Me and Kale are very hand in hand. I'm grateful that I have a DOP I've known my whole life, so he knows what I like. I know what he like. We like the same style. I think that's why we go hand in hand.
Yeah. So what is next for the 97 Collective? What are the future goals you envision?
We definitely want to expand. We want to do more worldwide videos. I want to do travel videos. I want to meet new clients. Short films, commercials. We've done a few commercials. We did a wine commercial. We've done a lot of stuff. We want to do more editorials, go into fashion editorials. I just want to tackle on everything. I think it's super interesting to learn. Like I always try to learn new things. Even when my lighting guy, Aiden, is on set, I'll always ask him a question. I'll be like, oh, what light is this? Why are you doing it like this? How do you set it up? I want to know things. Like I want to be a jack of all trades. I love the whole industry and being on set. It's
smartest people ask questions. That's why they're so smart.
Yes. Exactly.
So getting more into like the creative aspect of things, walk us through your creative process from like that first initial spark of an idea to the final cut.
Yeah, that's a good question because I'm so specific on everything. When someone hits me up for the video, I need to be in a space to write the idea. I need to be in a quiet, dark room, like an editing room. I can't have any distraction, and I need to have my full attentiveness into thinking about what that video is going to be. But sometimes I'll be driving and an idea will come to me and I'll immediately have to stop, write it down, be like, when I get home, this is an idea I want to pull off. This is a scene I want to pull off. Just recently we did 3 videos for the Young Blue, and I thought of ideas based on watching movies. I saw a scene in a movie and I'm like, I want to reference this. I want to draw inspo from this. So we actually met him. I met him at a club in Toronto. One of my friends, she messaged me. She's like, Young Blue's at this club if you want to come meet him. And I love his music. Yeah. So I immediately, wherever I was at a dinner with my team actually. And I told Kale, I'm like, yo, Young Blue's at the club. I need to go meet him because I want to work with him. And I went to the club and I introduced myself. I'm like, hey, and he's like, I know your work. And I'm like, oh, wow.
Crazy.
We took each other's info. We shot a video the next day, the day before he left. And he ended up coming back to Toronto to do the other 2 videos.
So wait, did you come up with a concept literally in that time?
Yeah, he's just like, hey, I'm dropping a love R&B album.
That's crazy.
And he's like, here's the album. Listen to it. Let me know what you think. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, I have this location. And then we did the first video. And then we created this whole storyline. It's like 3 videos following these strippers throughout their day in a life. And the main stripper is supposed to be like his ex.
Okay.
So we created this whole storyline so quickly, but he's the best. Like I love clients and people in the industry who let you do your thing. I'm super big on that because I would never tell a musician how to make their song. So 100%. I love when an artist, because it's their mind, it's what they feel. I'm not there to direct. I love when someone is so authentic about their work. So I love when an artist is just watching me on set. They're like, okay, if Dragan thinks this looks good, I trust him. It looks good. That's why I came to him. My pet peeve is when sometimes I'm wrong. Obviously, I'm not perfect. I'm not the best director. But I am a perfectionist. So I don't like when someone will nitpick and be like, no, that's not how you do this. But I'm like, I don't think there's any rules to how you do something.
Especially in the creative industry.
I think it's very it's selective as well.
Yeah.
So if I think something looks good, I wouldn't lie to the person. I would be like, this looks bad. I'm very honest. This looks bad. This looks good. That's why Kale and I get along so much because I can't remember the last time we disagreed on a shot. Yeah. We'll frame a shot and look at it and be like, that looks amazing. Or Kale will be like, that looks so bad. And I'll be like, it looks bad.
It's nice you have like you said, you have a relationship with someone for so long. You can be open about your thoughts and like no one's going to take it to heart. It's strictly about business. Like we're here to make art, make it look good. So it's nice you guys kind of have the same creative vision and know what looks good.
Yes, I'm very grateful.
Love that.
And lucky.
So since you're so like strategic, I guess, about the way you plan out the whole vision, how do you find the balance between, I guess, intentional storytelling versus, I guess, trusting the moment and acting in a spontaneity?
That happens on every set, the spontaneous moments. I could plan and write a book about how I'm going to shoot that video on that day, but I'll always walk into the location and be like, this looks cool. This looks amazing. I need to do this scene. Scratch this scene because this looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm also very visual. I need to physically... I can go scout a location, but when I have the camera set up and I see how something looks, I'm like, oh, we have to run this take. And I feel like I feel like it's like a double win when you have such a good video plan, but then you have another additional shot that you saw that looks good.
Yeah.
With when you're prepared and organized, and then that also happens, I know it's going to be a good video. Yeah. I can tell what's going to be easy to edit in post when I'm on set. I can tell from what's good and bad. Like I can shoot something and be like, this is going to be bad to edit in post. So that's why I never wrap a set until I know I have what I need in post because I edit as well.
Smart. I can't believe you edit. I didn't know that. I thought Kale did all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, we switched. So I ended up just being more hands-on, because it has nothing to do with anyone. It's just to do with me. I just
you have a vision,
yes,
and you want to execute it, and you know what to do.
Because I love editing. That's another passion I love. A lot of people tell me they don't like the post editing of stuff, but I love it.
Me too,
I'll
bro.
sit for 20 hours and edit.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. So with that being said, as a director, is there an element that you refuse to compromise on?
That's such a good question.
Thank you. I'm full of them.
I think thank God that there hasn't been a video in the last 2 years that I've compromised on, because I'm very, like I said, hands-on on the final cut, on how something looks and what my name is going on.
Yeah.
I feel like early on in my career, when we were building a company, there could have been people who came to us just to put my name on a video, and it was completely their idea. And I learned how much of a mistake that is, because it's not true to your work and your craft. I can compare it to musicians all day. It's like a musician who isn't happy with the song, didn't do anything on the song, and it says it's their song, and they have to live with that forever. It's the same as a video director. So there's been times when someone's like, yo, you did this video? Like, I YouTubed it. And it could be a one-off video that I'm like, yeah, like me and Kale will laugh and be like, we didn't even have final say on that cut.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think, why did this client come to us? But I respect everyone. I understand. I'm a very understanding human and anti-conflict. I'm like very like a peacekeeper. I want good energy from everyone. So I don't like take offense to that, and I don't hold a grudge to that, because you never know why that client wanted that. Maybe they didn't like how they look. Maybe they had a certain vision and that's what they wanted. But that taught me so much. It taught me to be more intentional and really take in the proposal and who you're taking on as a client, 100%. And plan things and be organized. I used to go into so many things blind. I used to bite off so much that I couldn't chew into one ear, because a lot of people came to us for videos. They still do, but I'm more like organized now and intentional.
Yeah.
And you learn how to run a business throughout the years. It comes with experience. Not everyone's perfect, but I definitely early on, we were more like, yeah, let's just do this. We have a shoot on Monday. Let's just book it in. Don't even look at who it is or what the concept is. And that's what's led to losing creative control, and you don't know what you're getting yourself into. So yeah, my team and we've had so many talks about being more intentional and more professional, and you just learn that as time goes on.
And as you build your rep as well, it's like you want to work with people that actually align with your vision, with your branding. Like even like I always know a 97 video when I see it. It's the typography, it's the color palette, it's this like the cinematography. You have some of the same cast. Like you can just tell, and I really respect that about you, because I think you've really learned to refine your craft and hone into it over the last, I don't know, you've been doing this like 6 years now, pretty much?
Videos, yes.
Yeah. So the way you do your videos and the way they're filmed and shot, was that something that you gradually learned to do over time? Like the way that what I'm trying to say is you have a vision. Obviously, like I said, you have a distinct look and feel. Did that take years to kind of figure out, or was it right off the jump you guys figured out this is what we want our videos to look like, this is how we want our videos to feel, or was it kind of a work in progress?
I think everyone is born with their own eye and vision. And I think that's something that's priceless and you can't take away from anyone. And yes, obviously you learn your style over time. But I think the most irreplaceable thing, you can copy someone's video, but you can't ever replicate it to a T. You can't, like you said, oh, when you see one of our videos, you know it's mine. That's something you can't take away from us. People can copy us. I can copy someone, but I'll never get it to that exact point.
Yeah.
Same as a musician. Someone can copy someone's song, but it'll never be the same.
100%.
You can't take that away from someone. That's the most priceless thing about being a creative. No one can teach you your eye. So I think that's a very unique thing. And I love that everyone has their own style. There's so many people's work that I look up to and love that has nowhere close to my style, but I still love it. It could be the brightest style, but I love that that's their style and their eyes. So
I mean, art's
like,
subjective, right?
Yeah.
So.
I feel like you can't take that away from anyone. That's that's the most special thing about our industry, being an artist.
I love it. I love it, man. There's nothing better than the arts and entertainment.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm being biased. I don't know. What's like the biggest artistic risk you've taken that ended up paying off?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like the biggest risk was opening up this company, because I really put a halt on photography. And I
So
said, I'm
true,
going to
yeah.
do video. And I didn't know the timeline on how long it was going to take to get so many clients. I didn't know the timeline on how long it was going to take to get a first big video, but I just believed in myself. I always have. I feel like that's a huge thing. If you don't believe in yourself, people can sense that you lack that confidence.
100%.
And then why should they believe in you if you don't even believe in yourself?
I
The
said that in
least-
so many episodes.
I love that.
Yeah.
But it's true. Sometimes
is.
the cliche quotes are very true. And there's a reason why they're said so many times.
Yeah.
There's been so many people who have come up to me, and I love all of them and I respect all of them, but they've come to me and be like, man, like, you know, I'm trying, this isn't really working and X, Y, and Z, but I'm always like, okay, but do you believe that it'll work? Like you could sit here and convince me and you can be a salesman, convince me you're the best photographer and I'll believe it if you're like, if you have that drive and passion. But I think you need to believe in yourself, even if no matter what level you're at. If you have 10 followers, I always say this, followers and money and all that stuff comes when you just focus on your craft. If you're an undeniable, amazing creative, that stuff is inevitable. The money, following, if that's what, but if you're worried about just that stuff, no, it's not going to come to you. Because then,
enough.
no,
Yeah.
you're not. Why are you doing it? What's your
Yeah.
intention? Your intention has to be on what you're passionate about. That goes for
100%.
anything, not just music videos. It's anything you're doing, any profession.
Yeah.
Focus on the craft and what you're putting out to the world.
Hell yeah.
That's what pays off.
Yeah.
That's
so true, man.
Why I always tell this. I actually tell this to so many people. Why do people know me? They know me for the work I put out. It's not. I've always been focused on that. It's nothing else.
Yeah.
I'm not online just putting on a persona for what. It
Yeah.
doesn't. I'm putting it because I love my work. I post my work because I love it.
Yeah.
I don't. If
should.
Instagram didn't exist, we'd still do music videos because I love. Like I said, I love
Yeah.
to see what something looks like on a frame.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So going off, I guess, that same question, but like in a different way, what's maybe something that's happened on set that did not go according to plan that ended up working out better in your favor, if anything at all?
I feel like my team and we have a style and we have a setup and we're accustomed to that setup. And sometimes when we didn't have what we needed, equipment wise, or we weren't organized, or we weren't as professional as we should be. Like I said, back in the day, we moved very quickly and our growth was very exponential, very fast. So sometimes on set, we wouldn't have the right equipment, or we wouldn't know how to light something, and we were super scared because we were like, yo, how do you light the scene? This isn't a typical location we'd pick.
Yeah.
This is too bright. Or we're working with natural daylight and we didn't know how to diffuse a light or something. And we got very anxious and scared because it's that moment. It could have been a big client. But then we learned and adjusted on set. And those nerves turned into like focus. And it ended up being some of the best videos we've ever done.
Fire.
A perfect example was a wedding video called When It Comes to You for Friday. Friday is one of my best friends in the industry. That guy, he's the one who gave me the Chris Brown video. I owe him
Crazy.
a lot. And he's a very genuine human being. And he came to me, this was a week after the Chris Brown video. He's like, I have a video for you. It's not really your style. It's bright and vibrant and no shadows. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. Should I turn this down? And he's like, I need it done. This is before, When It Comes to You now has like 180 million views online.
Crazy. I know
Everyone
exactly what
says
video
it's
you're
my
talking about.
biggest video, but I still don't see it because it's not my style. But I do love and appreciate it.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect example. We came to that wedding set. The room was huge. It was a
Yeah.
huge location. We had to light up 20 people in one shot, and he didn't want any shadows. And that's not what I do. I like the dark, moody aesthetic.
Yeah.
So Kale and I had to adapt. And everyone says it ended up being one of our best videos.
Crazy.
And that's a perfect example. You don't know what you're doing until like try new things. You never know. It could
100%.
pay off.
Yeah, expand your horizon, and it's great because it ends up being more versatile. You become more diverse in your work and in your knowledge. And like you said, adapting to different environments. So yeah, man, take the risk always. It's going to pay
Exactly.
off. Speaking of being versatile, you also have your 97s panel.
Yes,
97.
moments.
Yes, not
Yes,
97s, plural.
the panel, yeah.
The moments panel. Yeah, let's talk about it. So you've done what, 4 now?
Five.
Crazy.
Yes.
When did it start?
COVID as well.
Love
Another COVID,
Yeah.
another COVID idea. And that panel was a trend that when I announced Moments, we had to postpone the first one because of COVID.
Right.
By
yeah.
then I was just a photographer. By then when we rescheduled it, when everything opened back up, I was a videographer. And Moments, I kept doing it, and I still am doing it. I'm doing the sixth one this year. I kept that as an annual thing for the city because of the positive feedback. So many creatives came and lined up, and they're like, oh my God, like the knowledge I learned, because there's always special guests. It's not just me talking. The knowledge that they learn from different artists and different musicians and videographers and graphic designers, they said it was like priceless knowledge, and that's all I needed to know to keep going.
Fire. So
it's an amazing event.
what is your intention and hope to get out of that? With like, what do you hope people get out of those events?
I hope that they're inspired, because I know when I'm at my happiest is when I'm working and doing this. And I could imagine that everyone feels that way when they're doing what they love. And obviously the majority of people that come to that event are creatives who love taking photos, making videos, whatever they do, fashion designers. So to hear that passion and see that passion in their eyes and voice when they speak, to me, that event brings a different energy out of people. So that's what I hope to bring. I hope to bring so many more people. Like, obviously I'm keeping everything confidential for the sixth one, but it's at a big venue. It's going to be at a big venue in Toronto with like triple the amount of people and new special guests. So
do you have a time frame of
it's going to be in the summer.
Fire.
I've done all the last ones in the winter, and everyone was saying they were cold waiting outside, but they still love the event. And yeah, I'm doing that for the people so that they don't have to wait in the cold, and it's better that way. So yeah, it's going to be this summer.
Fire. I might have to go to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there a skill or like a craft that you want to master that you haven't yet tapped into?
Ooh, yes. I want to master like VFX.
Okay.
I want to learn how to do that. I want to master the art of editing. I want to know everything about the editing programs I use. I want to know coloring. I want to know how to color things to perfection, because I used to love editing photos when I took them. And coloring is the same way. You have to color the photos just like you have to color the videos. So all post-production stuff I want to master. Okay. I feel like on set, you can never fully master what you're doing because you're in a different environment. You're like it's all different takes. I'm always learning something new. Like all it is, there's no handbook to directing a video. You could know nothing technical and you could be the best videographer and your videos are amazing and you don't follow any rules. So all it is very like you said, it's like subjective.
100%. So I guess moving forward into some of your accolades, like you've been on publications like Rolling Stone, Billboard Canada, GQ Middle East, which is like insane. First of all, congratulations. That's huge.
Thank you.
When all that is said and done, like what do you hope your creative legacy represents?
Yeah, those editorials are super important because even when I was in high school and college, I was always telling my friends, I'm like, you need, you want to leave behind a footprint, like a good legacy. I feel like those, it's an honor to be on those publications. I used to dream of that. I used to tell my older brother, I'm like, because he shoots all my editorials because he started doing photography. And I used to tell Mihail, I'm like, one day we'll get GQ. And then we ended up doing it.
Crazy.
So you never know. Like, just like I did a music video a few days ago with an artist I always wanted to work with, but I didn't know until a day before. So you don't know. That's another reason why I love the creative industry, because it's unpredictable. Yeah. That's a key word, being like, it's so unpredictable. That's why I love it.
Unpredictable. I like it. Very true. Is there a piece of advice that you were given while you were starting your career that's kind of followed you through? Did that even make sense? Guys, I'm going to redo that one. Is there a piece of advice that someone has given you that, how else do you word it, that you've taken throughout your career and that has followed you as you've endeavored?
A lot.
I don't even know.
A lot of people have given me advice throughout my career, but the best teacher has been experience. And everyone could tell me any way of how they blew up, but I'm a type of person, my friends know this about me in any situation. Whether it's I put myself in a stupid situation, they're always like, Dragan can say that, he can say he's listening to us, but he's just going to have his own way and he's going to have to see for himself. He's going to have to go experience that to be like, oh, you were right. Or like,
true though.
You were wrong. Like he has to prove that he experienced that for him to talk. So I feel like that's followed me in my life. Like I'm very stubborn and stuck in my ways. I'll admit it. It's benefited me and not benefited me, but I've been more open-minded. The older I get, the more mature I get. But my piece of advice is that experience is the best teacher. If you feel like something is the right choice, if you feel like you have to move to LA to go pursue your passion, that's what you feel in your heart, you can go do it. Trust your gut and trust your instinct, because it could change your life. Sometimes we had last minute videos, travel videos. We didn't have all the money, all the equipment in the world, but we took that chance and it's paid off exponentially. Sometimes opportunity wasn't the best return on investment, but it still taught us, no matter what, big or small, it was a lesson 100%. Or it helped us grow.
Yeah.
As long as you're not doing like bad things.
Yeah.
I'm strictly talking about opportunities, not like don't just go do everything on the planet. Everything's a teat. No. I'm speaking on if you get opportunities, take as many as you can. Connections is the biggest thing. I could touch base on that for hours. It's all about who you know. And we're so lucky we live in a city that's collaborative and it's so small that you can meet who you need to meet. Even when people come to town, even when artists visit. The perfect example, Young Blue. Someone told me, hey, I know you like him. He's at the club. You want to come meet him? I'm not ever too big or not humble enough to go meet someone and introduce myself, or go DM someone first. DMing could change your life. Perfect example. It's happened to me vice versa, actually. Artists have DM'd me because of the work I put out. Koi Lele reached out to me on DM. She sent me a DM. She's like, hey, I love your work. We're 3 videos in with her now.
Crazy.
Or I'll DM someone and be like, hey, I love your music. Now I'm like 10 videos in with them. Friday's a perfect example. I told my brother to email Friday's manager because I heard one of his songs on YouTube. And I'm like, I love this guy's voice. And I know you might know someone at his label. Mahilo messaged him. Me and Friday are like best friends now. We're 10 videos in because I was so hungry.
10
I was like,
is crazy.
I could be more.
Holy crap.
But I love this song so much. He had a song on Lil Baby's album. I knew he did God Did because that's what made him very known. But then he had a song on Lil Baby's album, and I love Lil Baby. I'm like, who's doing the hook on this song? So I immediately messaged Mahalo. He's like, yeah, I could message. I know his manager. The next day, again, all 24 hours notice, his manager's like, oh yeah, Friday's doing SNL in New York. Can Dragan be there tomorrow to come meet him? Then I went to go meet him. And then he loved my work. We actually filmed a music video on the spot. Mikhail came with me to New York to get BTS. And Friday's like, let's shoot a video in the studio. After the photo shoot, it was called Calling for You. I ended up adding a second day because he loved the footage so much. But he's like, oh my God. He's like, you're such a good videographer. And he had no videos out at the time.
That
he
must
had maybe
make you feel
one or
so
two.
good, man. Like genuinely.
So that chance, me and Kara were like, yeah, let's do a music video. This is going to be huge for us. Friday ended up blowing up. And then Friday just took us with him on his journey.
That's
he
amazing.
always comes to us. We just shot his last 6 visualizers in December. He's still been working with us. He's very loyal and he's a very good human.
Love that. And I want to point out something you said about like how the city is so small and you truly can meet anyone you want to meet. I think it's about putting yourself out there, and you have to also create the opportunity for yourself. Like if you don't seek these things, if you don't try and manifest it, it's not just going to fall in your lap. You know what I mean? You have to do the work. You have to put the effort to find networking events, go to a moments panel, connect. You know what I mean? Like if you're not doing that, it's not just going to happen for you. So I think creating your opportunity is so key. And like you said, it is about who you know, but you have to make that happen.
I
for
couldn't
yourself,
have said it better.
You know?
I couldn't have said it better. I told you I'm big on energy, and if you put energy into something, 100%. It's gonna come back tenfold.
So you're big with manifestation?
Huge.
Hell yeah, brother.
Huge. I wasn't before, but a lot of people were telling me about it. I looked into it.
Changes your life, bro.
It does. It does.
Really, really,
I stand
really
by that.
does.
It does.
I love that.
It does.
I'm big on manifestation. So speaking of like advice, what is some advice you would give to someone who aspires to be in your shoes and where you're at? Like what steps would you give them in order to have like a successful path in this career?
I have a new piece of advice because I don't want to give the same oversaturated advice or the advice I keep giving. A new piece of advice is be patient.
With yourself?
Yes, be patient with your journey and don't compare yourself to others. That will ruin your journey. Everyone has their own timeline. There's room for every single human being on this planet to succeed.
So true.
In every single craft. If you see people get very intimidated, we live in a social media world. social media is so fast now. You'll see on TikTok, a millionaire. Everyone
It's
wants to be a
insane.
millionaire.
Yeah.
All this kind of stuff. And then you're intimidated, like, oh, I'm never going to make it. Be patient. Who cares if it takes a year, 5 months? There's been times when I didn't do one video for 1 month. I didn't get one call, but I was always patient because maybe the next month I got 20. And that's exactly what happened.
True.
Be patient and just be calm and be
Yeah.
peaceful. Focus on positivity. Good will come to you if you do good in the
So true.
world. Be a good person and
Yeah.
treat people with respect, and just know everyone's going through their own thing.
100%.
I told this to someone last night. I can see in someone's eyes sometimes what they're going through or how much they care about something. I've seen in someone's eyes on set, like how passionate someone was to be there. I would hire set designers, photographers. There's always new people on set because I always give people a chance to get an opportunity, and they'll come to me and they'll be like, thank you so much. This changed my life. Like, I'm so grateful. Like, you didn't have to choose me. But to me, it's no big deal. I'm like, oh, like, I'm happy that you got that chance because I know how it feels.
Yeah.
I was exactly like that when I was on set, when I was 17, 18. I was always thanking everyone and showing my gratitude because I was like, oh my God, this means a lot to me.
Yeah.
But back then, they're like, oh, it's no big deal. You're talented, because everyone is talented in their own way. And that person, yeah, you have to really watch what you say to people, because the person you're putting down, I don't put anyone down, but if someone's putting someone down, that person might be huge one day.
100%.
So
You
yeah,
just don't know.
yeah. I'm always open-minded. I love to see people grow and get big things. I'm never jealous.
Yeah.
Jealousy is a bad
Ooh,
trait to have.
comparison is the thief of joy, my friend. That is
Yes.
such a cliche, but it's so true.
I don't like jealousy. I think it's unattractive.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
and I mean that in a way, like, I don't want to be around someone who's
Yeah.
jealous. Don't ever keep someone in your circle who's jealous.
you know?
Everybody should be happy that if someone gets some opportunity and you don't, you should be like, that's amazing. Good for
Yeah.
you. Let them have their moment.
100%,
Because you'll
man.
have your moment.
100%. I couldn't have said it better myself. I was talking about it with a friend literally today about I can't fathom how certain people keep individuals in their life who you can tell are envious and who can tell want the worst for you. Like, they're going to tell you something looks bad on you just to make themselves look better beside you, or like make you question your integrity, make you question your creative choices, just to kind of put a little bit of a divot in your path. And it's crazy because you could be so cognitive that someone's acting that way in your circle and you still won't cut them out. And I don't understand how people would want to keep that negative essence in their life.
You're speaking my language. I'll tell you why.
I'll tell you what. Tell me why.
Like so many people come to me for advice, whether it's life advice or it's more career advice. Like, where should I go? I want to do what you do. I want to do something I love. But let's touch base on that. Having a toxic person in your life who doesn't support you. I give this advice and I stand by it. I don't care what position you're in. Everyone, you should walk away. It's better in the long run. I understand love is blind sometimes. I understand people are bonded by certain traits and there's a reason why they can't walk away from a bad situation. But in the long run, it's better to keep people around you who are positive, happy, because it's energy. You are who you
100%.
surround yourself with. That's a
I
fact.
say that all the time,
It's a reflection
bro.
of you.
Yes.
So you're showing the world who you surround yourself with. You're no better. You need to walk away. You need to. You need to have that maturity to have self. You need to have self-respect.
100%.
And it's that to me is very mature. And I'm not saying like you have to do this. All I'm saying is it's the best thing to do, especially if you're career driven, if you're an entrepreneur and things are blinding you, because you never know that person's intentions. If
Yeah.
they're negative, there's a lot more to it.
Yep.
If they're wishing bad upon you and you still keep them around, it's bringing you down.
100%. It's all
So
about the aura,
yeah.
man.
Yes.
And I want to go back to what you said too about patience. I think one, patience is a virtue. Second, like you said, you can't really compare your journey to anybody else's. Like, I always think of like the law of averages. The more no's you get, the closer you are to a yes. And it
Yes.
always pays off. And I feel like people somehow, it's like this energy, like they almost give up right when they're at the cusp of something so great and they don't allow the time to let themselves get there. They could try 100 days in a row to succeed at something they're trying to achieve. Come 101 days, they're like, you know what? I've been at this for like months and months now. I don't think it's working for me. And they give up. And you were right there. You know what I mean? So I do like what you said about patience. Everyone is truly on their own journey. And You just got to believe in yourself, man. Like, it's right there. It's right there. Anyone can create their opportunity. It's just a matter of like, be a go-getter.
Yes.
Go get it.
I love go-getters. I love people who are hungry and positive no matter the situation, because you don't know. Like you said, 101 no's could turn into the 102nd time is the yes.
Yes, 100%.
So I believe in that too, because I've been denied. People have not liked my videos. I've made mistakes, but you learn, and nothing's ever as bad as it seems. I'm talking in a creative, nothing's ever, if someone doesn't like your work, a lot of people get put down. A lot of people get upset. A lot of people change. The whole energy is shifted when they're judged.
There is an audience that does appreciate that work. You know what I mean? There's always going to be people that don't like it.
Exactly.
No matter what. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it goes, everything we're saying and talking about goes hand in hand. Getting, like you said, art is subjective. So someone might not like what you did, but you like it, or the next person likes it. It's okay. It's okay to take constructive criticism sometimes. It's okay for the people to judge you. Think about the hate that a lot of people get. So let's think about celebrities. Let's talk about people who get the most hate. The people who are in the limelight, who their lives are public. Our lives aren't as public as superstar celebrities. So they have to train themselves to not imagine there was a celebrity going online searching everything about them,
dude,
and it tears them apart because there's lies. So do they have to reply to everything and be like, I didn't do that, I didn't do that? You can't. You need to exit that out, that yourself. Negativity, and you need to focus on the positivity. There is people who love you. There is people who believe in you. You're in a circle. That's why your friends, family, and people you trust are so important, because those are the people who are there for you through the ups and downs.
And also, like, you know yourself best. You know your character. You know your integrity. You know, you have to be able to trust in your taste and in your creative, whatever field it is. Trust that you have a talent or skill, and like know and believe in yourself that you can do it. And then it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, because as long as you believe in it, that's the most important part. So I like that. One thing I wanted to ask you, actually, 97 Collective, it's all about no days off. That is the motto. Okay. Talk to me. What does no days off actually mean to you?
We actually just named our editorial we did for the merchandise line, No Days Off.
Fire.
But when No Days Off, me and Kale started posting that in COVID. When we got tired after a 7-day week, we'd put on a story, No Days Off. Then it just became, people started saying it. And obviously people have said that before. I didn't take the line. Like it's a saying. Yeah. But it's just something we posted on a story so many times, and we just started getting known for it. People are like, oh my God, Dragan. I'm like, I would see one of my friends would be like, oh, I just had a tough week. No, but it's no days off, like you said. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, they picked up on the story stuff. And we've been saying it for 5-6 years now on a story.
Crazy.
Because we are on set pretty much every day. Yeah. If it was up to me, not if it was up to me, but if I wanted to, I could be on set from now until December every single day. But I've spaced everything out.
Fair enough.
Because we need peace of mind and we need to live our lives.
Yeah, and you need a little bit of a mental break. Like, peace of mind.
Yes.
Peace of mind. It's important to like collect yourself and fuel your own energy with other things, for sure.
There was times in COVID and 2021, me and Kale, and we'd have a set, we'd finish at 4 a.m., then we had an 8 a.m. set the next day, then we had a whole other week ahead of us. And we were sleeping in the car, we were unhealthy. And there came a time when my team and I were just like, hey, you know what? We have to space this out and schedule it. But like I said, everything was moving at an exponential pace. There was no one around us to teach us. We had experience. I said this whole podcast goes hand in hand. Yeah. Experience taught us that's not the healthy way to go.
So in terms of, I guess, now that you're kind of, obviously, like you founded this whole collective, how has it been? Like, what's it been like kind of having to delegate an entire cast and crew? How has that been like for you? Because you used to obviously just be kind of like your own boss, work for yourself to take photos, but like having to kind of tell people what to do, and not in like a bad way, but I'm just saying like to direct. Like, how have you approached that to become someone who is like, people still feel like you're approachable and that you're like friendly, people look up to you? I don't even know if I'm articulating this correctly, but
no,
do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Like, you know, some people have a bit of a power trip, for example. Like, how have you found you were able to navigate like staying humble and like staying true to yourself while having to also delegate these tasks and keeping things in order?
I'd say 99% of people have told me I'm two different people, one on set and then one off set, but not in a bad way.
Okay.
They just said I'm super focused on set, and that is so true, because the second I step on set and the first take is going, I know what's at stake. I know I'm in the post-production room, and if I don't focus and get the shot that I need, I'm going to hate myself after. And that the cost of that is the cost of my like mental health, because you can't, what are you going to go do a second day, lose budget? Because you're not budgeting out for the second day. It's unprofessional to even do that. You need to be organized. So I know there's a lot at stake. You have to direct your cast, like you said, your crew. You have to be aware of time. But my team and I are so in sync, and we have such good chemistry. That's why I'm always grateful, and I thank God that I work with people that I grew up with, my siblings, my best friends, family. It's so hand in hand. Everyone understands me and knows that when I'm on set, I'm focused. And then after that, I can laugh and joke. I can't remember the last time I even joked on set, because I'm so focused on the shot.
Yeah, we're locked in.
I'm so locked in. Sometimes when I get the 24-hour notice videos, I'm locked in from the moment I get the notice. Then I'm like, I even tell Kale, I'm like, I can't sleep for 4 days till the shoot's over. I have like anxiety, and I'm so focused. It's not even anxiety. I'd say it's focus. I'm so focused. I'm like, hey, you know what? This has to be good. This is my chance. You have to take everything. And at the end of the day, it's no one's fault except mine. I'm the one who decides how many videos I'm doing a year. I could decide to do 1 or 2 a month, but it's my decision that I want to do more than that.
100%. I want to talk really quickly, actually, what you just mentioned about collaborating with your brothers. Guys, 3 very talented, well-established men over here, okay? We got graphic designer, photographer, producer, creative director. Like, you guys are actually effing insane. What has it been like collaborating with your brothers on such a crazy scale?
It's so second nature now, because I'll do a video. I go to Mahila, I'm like, I need the title. Then Dimi has to go do the sound. So
sick.
So it's hand in hand. And then Dimi ends up connecting with that artist. Same thing. By the time this podcast comes out, this will already be out. But we met, like I said, we met Young Blue. Young Blue heard Dimi's beats on set, and he's like, you're doing my whole next album. And Dimi just produced the whole album, his whole album that's coming out at the end of the month.
That's insane.
So and this isn't even me putting on, like I don't. It's not even the fact. People are gonna say, like I said, everyone's gonna talk and say, have their own opinion of someone. You know what I love about opinion? I was touching base on this yesterday. Sometimes you'll hear through the grapevine, someone doesn't like you. Someone said this about you. I always smile. I'm so like, I have nothing to say about anyone. I'm like, oh, cool. Like that's their opinion of me. They said something. Then you'll meet them in person. They're so nice. It's so funny. I think even Drake touched base on this on a podcast, because he said, oh, you heard something about me that I didn't even know existed. And I've experienced that so many times. I've heard that someone didn't like something about me, and then I meet them and they're so nice and kind to me. And I feel like it just took that hello to meet, and then they completely changed their opinion on me. It actually happened to me last week at an event. Someone went up to me, they're like, it had nothing to do with me actually, but they're like, I heard so-and-so didn't like me. And I was like, I corrected them. I'm like, no, they do like you. They never said that. That's not even the focus, because I knew the situation. And then they were so relieved. They're like, oh my God, that's amazing. This whole time I thought this. I'm like, yeah, but don't judge so early. That's why I said judging and jealousy is not a good trait to have. It ruins your energy. So be very open-minded. I do not judge till I meet someone. You could tell me something about someone, but I want to meet them to 100%. Know there's 2 sides to every story. Because that's why I always smile. That's why I talk about the celebrities. Imagine they read everything someone said about them, and they were so like touched by that, they wouldn't be able to focus on what they're doing.
100%.
So I'm very open-minded, and I'm very polite, and I don't judge anyone. I'm getting I'm trying to perfect that, to be honest, to be very open-minded, anti-conflict, and positive. I try to wake up every day with a positive mindset, because it'll lead to positive outcomes to end off that day.
Yeah. You what is that saying? It's like you are what you attract.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are what you attract.
Law of attraction, baby.
Yes.
Love that. No, you guys are sick, man. Honestly, you're leaving a crazy, crazy legacy behind, the 3 of you together. Last thing I wanted to touch up on, this is how I usually close every episode, is asking the same is asking the same question to every guest, which is through all of the hardships and moments of adversity and through all the wins and accomplishments, what has been your biggest life lesson that you've taken away and carried with you today that you can enlighten everyone with?
Live in the moment, because the last 6 years building this company, I did not live in the moment. I've learned to live in the moment a little more. I don't know when I will stop and fully live in the moment, because my life moves so fast. Sometimes I have to relive a set in my head when it's done. Sometimes I don't even understand what I just did. Sometimes I don't understand who I just met. It happens so fast because I have to tackle on so many projects weekly, and you can't tell your clients that you need to deliver 100%. There's no excuse. You can't half-ass a client's video because you had 2 or 3 other projects that week. You can't tell them that because they're a paying client. You need to treat everyone at 100% capacity. So that's why I don't live in the moment, because I'm so focused on one task, finish it, get a little bit of sleep, next video, focus on that. Then I have to relive the video I did last night, be like, oh my God, I just did a milestone video, but I never lived in that moment. That's why my team's always like, yo, let's celebrate. We don't even have time to celebrate because we're already on the next project.
Yeah.
So my best advice is live in the moment, because life's too short. Life's too short. And when you're young, you're going to look back and be like, wow, I wish I enjoyed life a little bit.
Yeah. I always say that. You don't want to live with regrets. You want to live knowing you were present, you were living in the now.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
The older you get, you'll learn that the priceless things are worth the most. That the stuff that you can't get back, it's not money. Sir. You could have a million things. You could have it all. But if you're alone and you didn't enjoy it, it's not worth anything.
So
I'm being
true.
honest. I've lived through that. I can honestly tell you the happiest moments in my life was being on set with my friends and family and being like, wow, we did that. Wasn't the payday we got from something.
It's the experience.
That comes and goes. Yeah. That doesn't mean anything. That's why sometimes I'm a firm believer in don't hold grudges against people. Be open to fixing a conflict. Nothing's as bad as it seems. That's even in love life, in relationship, working life, family life. Be open to resolving and talking it through with someone, because it's not the end of the world. I don't like when people are like, yeah, like we went through such, I'm never going to talk to that person again. I'm like, yeah, but you don't mean that sometimes.
Yeah.
You could. They could have done something awful. That's a whole different other story. But if you guys never really did anything bad to each other,
look past it.
Look past it.
100%.
People grow. People do change. People
really
do mature.
Yeah. I had this conversation with my cousin actually on the pod 2 weeks ago, and she was saying the same thing. She's like, man, stop holding a grudge over like the silly little things. Yeah, sure, they might seem like big at the time, but when you look back at all of it, like, is it really worth the grudge? You know? It's not. And also, you're going to get mad wrinkles being so stressed out over that, you know? No one wants that.
Exactly. Live life, be happy, and be open to conflict resolution.
Love that. I love that. Well, on that note, thank you so much for joining today. And it's been a pleasure re-listening to your story and hearing more, because I haven't seen you in like in 6 years, bro. So I'm finding out a lot about what you've been up to and how this whole thing really came to be. Like, I know I was kind of there when you started it. And again, thankful I got to do a music video with you, one of your first, which was sick.
Yeah, you're the music video. We didn't have any lighting. Remember we waited for the sun to set? That's how uneducated Kayla and I were. We waited for the sun to set so we could turn your lamp on, your bedroom lamp.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Because we had that solo scene.
Oh my God.
We didn't know anything. Yeah. We had to wait, and we were waiting for like 2 hours. And we're like, okay, maybe it's time to film now.
Yeah. Wow. What a day.
Yeah.
We had the cold water in the shower too. Yes. I almost died. I got brain freeze, hypothermia.
But I see why I love that, because look how passionate we were. How passionate you were about music and I was about video. It's fun. It's super fun.
Yeah, I love that for us.
Yeah, but thank you so much for having me. This is amazing.
Thank you for coming on. Yeah, the best things in life are free, man. Genuinely.
100%.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope that you were able to take something away from this episode, whether it be, you know, inspiration or perspective or just, you know, inspiration, like I said, motivation to do what you really want to do and to chase your dreams and to know that you can create the life that you want if you're just consistent and show up and believe in yourself and have ambition, man. So the world is really in the palm of your hands. So on that note, I guess we'll end it there. Thank you again for joining. And I guess we'll see you guys on the next episode of Playdate. Ciao.